today is about sexual activity before marriage. The sexual behavior of people everywhere, young and old, is rising. This topic is strong because it seems some might think, well, it's none of my business. This topic, sexual activity before marriage, seems to be growing in every way. A spread of sexuality on television shows and on the internet. This form of activity could be bought for a price, but mostly it is freely given. The human body is indeed a very fascinating object of curiosity. There are many books written on the subject of making love and sexual habits that should just stayed unwritten. The imagination plays a great part in the actions that are taken. You might ask yourself, does these particular books or movies improve your ability to sustain yourself? Being pure has been replaced by a small pill. When you begin to talk about it to people, the question most people already ask you is, what does God say about that sexual activity before marriage? You might not find the words of sexual activity before marriage in the Bible, but God has gone through great lengths to let us understand the right way to live and walk. His plans were for a people of righteousness in mind and body. It seems to come down to having a pagan or a Gentile ways, or being a sweet aroma to God. Most of you think that it is no harm to do these one night stands. You should know that your body is a special temple. If you live your life in a sexual active role without marriage, it makes you no more righteousness than a streetwalker taking money in place of sexual flavors. We all have fallen and we have come short of the glory of God, yet this person who has no knowledge of God, has no idea about being special or being a very particular temple for God, unless we as Christians explain it to her. Yet, to be a Christian and still walking on the other side of truth is not acceptable. In this life, man has indeed made having sexual activity easy to do. The willpower does not have to be there at all. Like a drug abuser, you have become an addicted. Think about the ways. There are film, there are form, there are implants, there are sponge, there are patches, there are shield, different forms of protecting yourself as you ruin yourself. Put it that way. What happens if not protected? Well, there's unwanted life or HIV. A positive solution to restrain oneself from sexual activities. That's all you have to do. One therapist described it this way. He said, sexuality refers to a person's preferences and habits regarding sexual activities and desires. He said that sexual energy is powerful. Yeah, I think it is. The word put it this way in Romans 1:8. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a debased mind to do those things which are not fitting, being filled with all unrighteousness, sexual immorality, wickedness, covetousness, lasciviousness, full of envy, murder, strife, and evil-mindedness. Isaiah 1:18 says, I, the Lord, invite, get that, I, the Lord, invite you to come and talk it over. God is asking you, come on, let's talk this thing over before you do it. But anyway, your sins are scarlet red, but they will be whiter than snow or wool. This is what God is saying. In my closing, I say, in this world of knowledge and understanding, we as children of the Most High God have a responsibility to reach and teach men and women before marriage while they are still young. We must understand that the body does not need to be broken in. You don't need to, you will meet the right person, but it takes time, and it takes you having stamina to understand that giving away yourself is not the way to do it. I mean, you are a beautiful vessel, and a beautiful vessel being used and used and used over and over again. And then when the right person comes, then there's nothing left for you to give that person. A woman is a wonderful and made very, very special. Your body is a masterpiece, temple made by God's hands. It should be pleasant as such on your wedding day. This world has sanctioned ways of being disobedient. It is up to you to choose the right path to follow. Sexual activity before marriage. Many of us have done it, but it's up for those who have done it to teach those not to do it, because our time and their time is different. Their ways and our ways are very different. It is more painful now than it was when we was growing up. So sexual activity before marriage, young people, count your ways. Count the ways in which one mistake can end up in death in 3 days. Remember that. That's all I have to say. You have a very good day.